Join me weekdays at 12 noon, right after Tavis Smiley, here on KBLA Talk 1580. As a law school graduate and a theologian, with a firm grasp of our body politic given almost 2 decades in Congress, my show is the fresh new home of an authentic, uncompromised quest for transformation and salvation, both personal and collectively, as I vigorously interrogate the theological and symbolic meanings embedded in our society. I promise to leverage my knowledge of history, theology, and both international and domestic issues to imagine an inclusive vision for the future, which I hope will inspire all of us to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon, right after Tavis Smiley, for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
But I know I shouldn't think about it. So one look at your face. Now I wanna know how you taste. Usually don't give it away, yeah. But you know I'm already thinking about it. Then I realize she's right there, and I'm at home like, damn, this ain't fair. Break up with your girlfriend. To me.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Better talk that talk, Ariana Grande. Happy birthday. You know, I mentioned I'm a lamb. We know I love Janet. I'm also a ponytail. I think so. I think that's what Ariana is. Listen, her first couple of albums, bangers, right? So shout out to her. Happy birthday to her. Performance in Wicked was stellar. All of that. So, and Andy likes to go for the deeper cuts, and I really appreciate that one. That was my joint for a minute, messaging aside.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
I said messaging aside. I'm gonna,
But it is a banger, though, for sure.
It's a banger, though. All right, you are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And this is where you're coming to get all your trending topics and headlines, all the topics that are burning up your group chat. And tonight, of course, we got a lineup for you with a little edge on it. We are talking some internet clapbacks. We're talking spicy divorce drama, and we're talking, other things as we do here. First up, we're going to be having a guest tonight. I know that you guys have been locked into the new BET Plus series, Divorced Sistas, Tyler Perry's Divorced Sistas. It is not a spinoff of Sistas, but it is in the same universe as such. And so we will be talking to one of the stars of that series, Porscha Coleman. She'll be in studio. We're going to get up with her tonight. We're also getting into, I have an interview that I'm dropping tomorrow with Dominique Thorne. She is the star of the Disney Plus series, Ironheart. And if you saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, she was in that as Riri Williams, who is heir apparent to Iron Man. And she now has a Disney Plus series, Young Black Girls in STEM. This is for you. You love the Chicago environment. That environment, it's for you. You Marvel fans, it's especially for you. But as what happens with a lot of Black Disney characters, there's been getting a lot of bad feedback as far as the series star, etc. And one TikToker struck back at some critics, I'm saying that with air quotes, who had a lot to say about the series, but probably hadn't watched the series. So we're going to get into what they had to say, what he had to say as a clapback, and what I would like to encourage you all to do in addition to that. But before we get into all of that, I have to start the night with a couple of trending topics, little conversation starters, things that are bubbling around. First up, Anna Wintour, the editor of U.S. Vogue. She's been the editor for the last 37 years. She confirmed that she will step down as editor-in-chief of the U.S. Vogue position. She's been there since '88, and although she's not leaving Condé Nast, that is the parent company of Vogue, she will take a step back, right? She'll continue as their chief content officer, overseeing Vanity Fair, GQ, Allure, Teen Vogue, etc. But the day-to-day editorial, she will leave that in the hands of someone else. As a pop culture side note, Wintour's legacy lives forever beyond fashion, in addition to the Met Gala, which we talk about every year. Think The Devil Wears Prada. Allegedly, she was the inspiration for the character in there. And of course, there's a couple of rap, hip hop, little drops and mentions that we've heard throughout the years, and we've seen her at fashion shows, the very, very elite ones, next to some of our faves. So, it is the changing of the guard. Times are changing. When we come forward, we're going to get into these trending topics and headlines, and coming up, an interview with Porscha Coleman. All that and more on the other side. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you, thank you.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for. For this free information, call 800-433-8909. 800-433-8909. That's 800-433-8909. Or simply visit godra.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community.
They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So, listen, you know how this goes down. If at any point during the conversation you want to get in on this, 800-920-1580. Of course, we're available on social media, KBLA 1580. Me personally, I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. Holla at your girl. Say hi. Hit me up. Also, we have a new app. Go check it out. Go download it. It's all fancy and stuff. It has some new features for you, so you can get in there and get into that. And of course, you know the YouTube chat is always bustling over. They're in there getting it in, so shout out to them. And I'd also like to implore you, because it's going to be a good one tonight. If you haven't already, grab your snacks, get your beverages going, because we're going to get into some things. Starting off, listen, I'm going to continue a little bit with the conversation starters, because I thought you'd want to know this one. So, NBA player, star, depending upon how you feel about him, Dylan Brooks, he has filed a restraining order against his baby's mama. He said she threatened to cut off his fingers so he couldn't play basketball again. Also in the text messages, because she's, let's say, not black. She also said, now I understand why people are racist. So I'm not certain what went down between the two of them, but if you have someone that you have not one, not two children with that feels comfortable saying all that to you, we've seen Dylan be pretty aggressive on the court. Remember, he was with the Memphis Grizzlies for a while. We saw what went down, during a couple of back and forth playoff series and things of that nature. He and Draymond Green were barking back and forth. Yeah, maybe you need to not take some of that aggression out, because he's alleging that, he feels threatened and that he was emotionally abused. But you might want to figure some other way about handling situations and put more thought into who you choose to procreate with. Because as it says, they met in Vegas at a club and within a few months had the first child together. So I don't know about that, but shout out to them. Good luck. Before we go any further, I also need to shout out Pretty Brown Mimi. If you are frequent of our YouTube chat, Pretty Brown Mimi is one of our faves, and it is her birthday. So happy birthday, Mimi. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for always tapping in with us here. Now, let's get into a couple of other things, right? Now, we are seeing Nelly and Ashanti celebrating their love, their reconnectedness all over the place. They have a Peacock reality show that I think has already launched or is about to take place and launch very soon. And we know that they are giving the soundtrack for second chances. And the 10-year break in between them getting back together, now married, having an 11th-month-old son together, Nelly called the first go-round a test drive. A metaphor that for some, they're saying that's offensive. How are you going to call a relationship, a whole 10-year relationship, a test drive? But Ashanti co-signed it. And here's the reality. It might just be cute language. They're back together. They're thriving. The question remains, Is it okay to spin the block still? I'm going to ask you guys that all over again. It's good for them, but I'm saying in general, do you spin the block? Andy?
The way you pose that question, do you spin the block? I mean, I don't know. It's a case-by-case basis. I think
context is the key.
100%. It sounds like, Nelly and Ashanti are healed individuals. I think if you guys are healed individuals.
And I think they have a lot of fun. They haven't stopped smiling, it seems like, since they got back together.
I mean, shout out
to them. Though people want them to be, mad, upset. She should be bitter.
Exactly. And that's kind of whack. Come on, y'all. But yeah, I just think if you end up like healing yourself from the situation, and you guys learn from your previous circumstance, then I say why not?
Do you think that social media currently, like, we know it adds pressure, but in a situation like that where people know a little bit about your history and then you come back together and you guys are like, have worked through whatever issues were that separated you at the time, do you think that social media adds more pressure to it, or you could just get through it together?
Social media is the devil. So as far as pressure, potentially, can it impact you? Potentially. In situations like that, man, you got to have tough skin or just get off of social media, period. Because you're going to see a lot of stuff on there, commentary that you're not going to like.
I think people get up in arms just to have conversation.
Absolutely.
And because they're bitter that some of the things, and I don't want to say all, some people might just be, giving out little warnings. They adopt people as the internet's, cousin, auntie, friend,
100%.
bestie in their head. And they want to look out for them, impart wisdom they may not have received in their life or something like that. But I do think that it's a bit of an overkill at some point. Like, just let them love. Just let them be happy, at least.
Social media is giving people a space to air their voice that they probably wouldn't do to anybody's face or, in public. So, you got to deal with that.
All right, let's get into this story because I thought it was kind of interesting. Ironheart premiered just Tuesday of this week on Disney Plus. It stars Dominique Thorne. It also features Anthony Ramos. It's obviously based off the comic series. I mentioned that Dominique made her debut as far as the Marvel Universe in Wakanda Forever, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, has it been years at this point? Yeah. So recently, it's gotten some low ratings critically. We aren't surprised. Disney has had several issues with Black characters when they're brought into the universe in various formats, whether it be Star Wars, sometimes Marvel. So this is kind of no exception. But a TikToker whose name is, hold on, because I want to make sure to give him credit because we're going to play his clip, Screened_Scored, dragged these individuals, I believe it's 4 or 5 white male individuals who were giving their critique of the Ironheart trailer. Not even the series, the first episode, the trailer. So you'll get to hear what they have to say, and you'll get to hear this individual's response. But, in an era where we are losing DEI representation, where we are walking and running back, in some cases, the gains that we have made since the civil rights movement, how can we combat these type of online trolls? Is it better to ignore them and act like they don't exist, or to take to it like this gentleman did in defense of? I have another suggestion that I'm going to add on top of that, but let's hear what he had to say and what they had to say.
Oh my God, I wonder what this nerd-erotic panel of men and people not of color have to say about a show with a young Black female lead. There has to be some genuine commentary happening here, right? Some thoughtful, nuanced breakdown, right?
My stepdad
Black girl
used to say
magic.
the best way to know a thing
My stepdad, because my real dad
is to
left
take it
me.
apart.
Are they going to play black music so I know there's a black person starring in it?
I don't know. This is a show about black people until I hear hip hop. Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know if I'm supposed to like it or not.
Yeah.
You could tell when she said stepdad that it was going to be about black people.
You heard it. You heard what they said. I don't need to repeat it. You already know what it was. That wasn't criticism. That wasn't analysis. That was straight up mockery. And not just of Ironheart, but of black culture, black families, black identity. And that smug little tone they had while saying it wasn't accidental. That was intentional. That was meant to belittle, to devalue, to turn a show featuring a brilliant young black girl into a punchline. You hear a black girl mention her stepdad and your first instinct is to laugh. You hear certain music and you start making assumptions about what kind of show this is going to be. You're not pointing anything out. We're not learning anything from you. You're just trying to get a laugh at the expense of blackness. Like it's worthless.
What would her Jarvis be called? Jemiqua?
Jarvisqua. I already said Jarvisqua.
Jaquisha. I think Jemichael works good. I'm going with Shanae.
I'm going to go with...
Wow. Likely.
I think you mean Shathead.
Joanna Man.
Joanna Man. Joanna Iron Man.
Joanna Iron Man.
Joanna Father.
And then the names. The whole joke about what her AI would be called wasn't even creative. It was just a laundry list of the most stereotyped, overused characters you could pull from your mental filing cabinet, labeled things I think sound ghetto. You're not critiquing the show. You're flexing your own biases and trying to get a room full of yes men to laugh along with you.
You know, they need to be thankful there's Marvel fatigue and nobody's gonna, except for Disbrew and a couple people here are gonna watch that show.
I've been looking forward to this for months.
I have too. I don't like nobody's even gonna bother, like, and nobody's gonna watch that.
And then saying the show is lucky no one's gonna watch it because of Marvel fatigue. You're not talking about fatigue. You're hoping people don't tune in. You want this to fail, not because of its quality or storytelling, but because a young black girl is at the center of it. That's what you meant. We all heard it. And I don't care what else you said in that video. I don't care what your larger point was supposed to be. Once you let that kind of mess fly, the rest is irrelevant. You can't bury that under 7 more minutes of so-called commentary. You said what you said, loudly and proudly, surrounded by a panel of people who didn't push back for a second. Not one black voice. And I already know some of y'all thought it was hilarious. But let me tell you something. This is exactly how bias stays alive. This is how people learn it's okay to laugh at what they don't understand and who they don't respect. It's not funny. It's never been funny. So watch Ironheart. Not because it's perfect, not because it's Marvel, but because Riri Williams matters. Because her story deserves to be told. Because representation like this matters to kids growing up in a world still full of this kind of trash.
So, listen. I don't have a lot to add to that because he pretty much said it all. The only thing I do have to add is 3 new episodes, or the first episodes dropped, of Ironheart on Disney Plus yesterday, Wednesday. Another 3 will drop next Wednesday. Watch them and prove them wrong. That's it. Watch them, because all we can do to combat some of those things like this at times is to vote with our views, with our voices, and show up for the things that matter. Show up for the storylines that you find valuable. Show up for the type of examples you want to see in your community. So that's all I have to say about that. But I am excited to announce, I've been looking forward to this. So listen, and it's perfect because tonight a new episode drops. Well, today, I guess, on BET Plus. We have in the studio, she is an actress, a dancer, a host, a choreographer, like an all-around creative. You want any type of creative energy, you can go to this woman. And she's also one of the stars of the new BET Plus series, Tyler Perry's Divorced sisters, and we're gonna get all into her character's business because let me tell you, Naomi is a firecracker. She got a lot going on with her storyline, and I have questions. And of course, you know I love an LA native because it's LA all day in the building. We have Porscha Coleman in the building. Welcome, Porscha. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining us today.
You are so welcome. I love it. LA native is what I love. Out of all that is dope. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
Born and raised,
yes.
like,
I mean,
authentic. Graduated high school here, grew up here,
everything.
have your roots here.
All the things.
And I mean, listen, your journey, we're going to get into it, but you might be a new voice to some, but you've been here putting in work in so many different disciplines.
Yes.
And have stayed the course. And now everybody's getting to benefit. So we're going to talk about that. And girl, I just want to know, is Naomi going to calm down at any point? We're going to get into the details, but Naomi is popping off.
Are you caught up? Have you seen like the first 3?
I have. Listen, Miss Girl has some moments at the party.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, though, she was very calm and refined to me as a lady.
Okay.
When, let's just say, somebody tried to run the jewels. We'll get into the details of that.
Let's talk about that.
But, yeah, we're going to talk about all the different voices in the mix. And especially your journey, because people talk a lot about what it takes to make it in Hollywood and the patience it takes, but your story is a testament to that. So I want to get into that. When we come forward, you know what it is. You guys are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Cause I want you, say I'm tripping if you feel like, but you without me ain't right. You could call me crazy cause I want you and I never met you.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island with BIN News Now. On the Black Information Network, the White House confirms the FBI is investigating the leak of an intel report challenging the effectiveness of the U.S. strikes against Iran's nuke sites. The organization was looking to challenge the state from banning it from taking part in the Medicaid program because of the abortion care it provides. A heat dome impacting millions across the central and eastern U.S. is starting to lift. Forecasters say temperatures will start falling in the Northeast, where places like New York and New England have been reporting record heat. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker will seek a third term next year. Pritzker says his state is standing at the center of the fight to make life more affordable. There are also reports that Pritzker could be running for president in 2028. New data reveals that the U.S. economy shrank more than previously estimated. The GDP fell at an annual rate of 0.5% from January through March. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeart Radio app.
Very slow out of Santa Monica. This is the eastbound side of the 10, loading up at 20th Street. Delays dense and slow all the way to Robertson and Mid-City. After that, you start to pick up a little bit of speed, but not much because the drive remains slow all the way to San Pedro Street in downtown Los Angeles. Calabasas is crowded on the 101 southbound from Lost Hills all the way to the 170-134 split. You've got a couple of stretches of slowing through the Cahuenga Pass and more delays in Hollywood from Sunset into downtown Los Angeles. Very tough out of Burbank South 5 from Olive as you travel all the way to the 605 freeway.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
75 years ago, in 1950, the NBA's color barrier was broken when the league drafted 3 black players. The families of the 3 players were honored Wednesday night during the first round of the 2025 NBA draft. In the 1950 draft, Chuck Cooper was a first-round pick of the Boston Celtics, Earl Lloyd was drafted by the Washington Capitals, and Nat Sweetwater Clifton was chosen by the New York Knicks. Lloyd has the distinction of being the first black player to play in an NBA game, which happened on October 31st, 1950. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed head coach Todd Bowles to a 3-year extension. The 61-year-old Bowles, one of 5 black head coaches in the NFL, will be under contract with Tampa Bay through the 2028 season. The other 4 black head coaches, Mike Tomlin at Pittsburgh, Aaron Glenn with the New York Jets, Houston's D'Amico Ryan, and Raheem Morris with Atlanta. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., inviting you to join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley here on KBLA Talk 1580. As a law school graduate and a theologian with a firm grasp of our body politic given almost 2 decades in Congress, my show is the fresh new home of an authentic, uncompromised quest for transformation and salvation, both personal and collectively, as I vigorously interrogate the theological and symbolic meanings embedded in our society. I promise to leverage my knowledge of history, theology, and both international and domestic issues to imagine an inclusive vision for the future, which I hope will inspire all of us to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show only on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to the 90s, man. Immature dropped in the 90s. Can you believe that? You know what my favorite Immature song was? Feel the Funk.
Feel the Funk was a vibe.
Feel the Funk was my favorite immature song. I don't know why. That was just it. I feel
that's a vibe.
It was vibing.
Yeah, that's a vibe.
You know?
Best era.
Listen, I'm not alone. I am here with Porscha Coleman and actress, singer, choreographer, host. I remember when you were on Hollywood Live. You guys were up on, was it Sunset Boulevard or Hollywood Boulevard?
Hollywood and
You
Vine.
could see the backdrop of it. So, you know, she could take my job and do everybody's jobs across the board. That's what you call multifaceted.
Thank you.
So I've already been babbling off about Naomi and her character and all the things that are popping off with her. But tell me a bit about Naomi on Divorced Sistas, which you guys can check out right now.
Come on, BT
Plus.
Go find it, y'all. Every Thursday we drop a new episode. So we had the honor of dropping the day after the BET Awards night. The show was 5 hours, but our show came after. And then next day we went to BET Plus. So all I can tell people is please tune in now. We have 16 episodes of amazing.
16?
We're only on 4. 16 episodes.
All right, so we are going on a journey. We haven't even started.
We
haven't even begun to see.
You think Naomi's cracking now? Oh, man. She's just getting started, truly. And it's a blessing.
Tell us about Naomi, because, you know, I'm going to tell it all. And
You're
can't
gonna tell
do that,
it all.
So
no,
let me let you.
Naomi is fierce. She's... I hate to say crazy. She's just out there because she says what's on her mind. She is unapologetic. And at the same time, she's loyal to her friends. But the craziness that she exudes, it also shows that there's something deeper going on. She's technically broken. She's hurt. Her husband up and left her, got a brand new woman, and he was cheating with this woman while they were together.
And she's
pissed.
And
she's rich at this point.
And the lady is, you know, we got to talk a little bit about it.
She's Caucasian.
I mean, I'm just saying it could trigger off some things for some individuals.
It
perhaps.
could set it off. And she's younger in a way, so it's like, what happens when the woman who's going through, not a midlife crisis per se, because she thought everything was great with her relationship. Next thing you know, he's just like, I'm leaving you, and I'm going to get a girl half your age, and I'm going to live happily ever after. And they had a baby and everything, and she had no clue. So she's reacting to the reality of what she went through. And any woman, imagine devoting 20, 30 years of your time to a man and you finding this out and getting blindsided, even though he's giving you money and you're fighting for what you deserve. The millions of dollars is still not settling with her to just walk away and to say, let him go. No.
Especially when he's playing games like, I'm going to need those items back that I gifted you.
Man, how do you feel? Like, I'm literally at home on my way to this banquet, and next thing I know, the police are here taking my paintings. They're taking everything that I have. My Range Rover, they left me with a dusty old whip. Like, I'm pissed. So it makes you think, what would you do in this scenario? And we do have 5 characters on the show, but Naomi, I feel like, is definitely the most outspoken because she gonna say what's on her mind. A lot of the girls are reserved, but then they lash out, but then they get reserved. Naomi's like, lash out, hear what I got to say, take it or leave it. And I love that because you all got a friend like a Naomi. Everybody got a Naomi in their life. So it's beautiful.
So one of the things that we, have come to love about shows that Tyler puts together for us is the friendship group. So talk to me a little bit about the friendship group, the mix of friends that are pulled together for this series.
Oh, man, that's pulled together. You have Geneva, Rashida, you have Tiffany, Naomi, and Geneva. And we are friends for 20 years. We likely went to college together. We are a group of girls that support each other. Some of us are married. Some of us are divorced. Some of us are in situationships. So don't take the title Divorced Sistas and think everybody's going through a divorce. No. That's not necessarily the case. Because one girl, our good old friend Bridget, got a whole boy toy at her house who don't work, don't got a job, and wants to dig in the dang laundry basket to pick out some clothes to wear on a given day. So it's all different scenarios, but all of us are rooted in friendship and being there for each other, but also holding each other accountable. And that's what Naomi does. She holds her friends accountable, and she won't let up on how she feels because she's like, you could judge me, but what about your situation? Take a look at it. And then they all kind of really have to take a look and say, but dang, is Naomi wrong? Or is she just telling it like it is?
Holding up the mirror
to
our friendship. So how did you get the role? Talk to me about that, because we hear so much about Tyler and working with Tyler and how well the performers are treated. And, just he could be a key point in your career.
Yeah.
Where different things take off after that. So how did you get the role, and what's that experience been like?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. It was very fast. It's a self-tape. So for people that don't know, that are listening, like you basically just put yourself on tape. I got the sides, and I had less than 24 hours to basically send in the tape. I had one of my good homegirls. I had nobody at the house. I was like, girl, can you come by? I need you to read for a self-tape with me. So I saw that it was Divorced Sistas. I'm like, oh, this is Tyler. This is great. I'd never been in to see Tyler before. Put myself on tape for a different role, actually. I wasn't even going out for Naomi. I was going out for Tiffany.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Tiffany is the girl Brianna Price, was the big curly hair. I was going out for that part. I got the call back, and they said, at the callback, Tyler will be there. Saw Tyler, and he said, all right, let's go. I started my scene, and 30 seconds in, he stopped me. He's like, no. This is really good, but I need you to read for Naomi. And I was like, okay. I had no clue who it was. He said, come out, study it, give you about 15, 20 minutes, and you'll come back in and read the part. And I was like, okay. And that's exactly what happened. I walked back in, delivered Naomi, and he was like, yeah, this is it. And he lined us all up after it came from 100 people all the way down to just a handful of us. And I was selected right there on the spot. And probably 2 weeks later, I was in Atlanta filming. We shot 16 episodes in 8 days.
Wow.
Crazy.
What was that like for you as an actress? Because we always hear about the Tyler pace.
Yeah.
And so this being your first experience with it, how was it for you?
You know what? I liked the pace and the experience. I think I work great under pressure. I realize that. Like, I can have 4 months to learn something, and it just won't click until like the last couple of days. Man, next thing I know, you're on set and you're shooting probably 200 pages a day.
Wow.
So not only are you shooting maybe episode 103, 108, 106, 105, we're bouncing all over because he block shoots the locations out. So anything that you see that took place at my house, I shot within that whole day.
Okay.
All I did was went to the back, changed outfits, came back out, and started that scene. So your preparation has to be there because you got to know what scenes you're bouncing from, what just happened, what scene are you creating that goes into the next scene to make it make sense. So it's a process like a stage play. And he comes from that Medea stage play mindset. We're changing it back. Go out and do your job. One take, and what you're seeing is all of us doing one take. If there was something else, it's because he paused it and said, adjust the cameras and keep going. But we've never done additional takes because he just doesn't shoot that way. It's like, you better bring your A game, take one, and that's what it is. So everything you seeing, that's Naomi, take one.
I know that's right. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to have more conversation with Porscha Coleman. Yeah. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease, also known as AD, a type of dementia that affects memory, thinking, and behavior, making everyday tasks challenging. But did you know that Black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? There are things you can do to help reduce your risk for developing AD. Managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure is crucial. Staying physically active, maintaining social connections, eating a healthy diet, and keeping your mind engaged with activities like reading or puzzles can all contribute to brain health. It's also important to recognize some common signs and symptoms of early AD, such as forgetfulness that causes problems with everyday life, asking the same question a few times in a row, and difficulty concentrating on basic tasks. If you see these signs in yourself or a loved one, don't wait. Early diagnosis and intervention are key to managing AD effectively. To learn more about AD and a potential treatment option, visit treatallzearly.com. That's treatallzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hey, man. Hey, what's up, What's that station you listening to? Oh, man, you don't know? That's Talk Radio. KBLA, 1580 AM. Check it out. 1580 KBLA. KBLA AM. 1580 Talk Radio. Progressive.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary, and this track right here is the gift one of our devoted listeners presented to us.
Where you get some information, get a true education to know. Ooh, yeah.
How cool is that? Having a member of our KBLA delegation write us a song. Stop it. Our listeners love us and there ain't nothing we can do about it. Wouldn't want to. Thanks to Cardell and everybody else for turning on KBLA Talk 1580. We love you right black.
KBLA 1580 Talk Radio.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let your body go. Let your mind. Let your body move. Let it soothe. Feel the funk. Feel the funk. Feel the groove. Let your body go. Put you in the mood. Let your body move. Let your body move.
Shout out to Andy for always keeping me lit. Play my joint for me. You know, we go all over the place here, all over the decades. It is still Black Music Month, so this counts. This counts. We're getting it off in here. You know, we might even, if Andy can pull it up real fast, drop a Porscha Coleman cut. Before we get out of here tonight.
We can do that.
So listen, Porscha was just telling me we know about the pace and the idea, but again, new episode out today. Every Thursday. 16 episodes, so y'all don't got to be saying, oh, it was so quick. No. Watch them, every single one. Do you know this woman has never had a drink before in her life, but played tipsy so well?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what an actor does, right? But those type of things, like you said, getting to practice those beats and going through that process.
Yeah.
Did you prepare differently for this role than you have for others? Because you also are coming off of a series that was on Netflix with one Jamie Foxx, and
absolutely.
I mean, you're just moving in the right spaces and circles and just bouncing from top thing to top thing.
Come on. I definitely think the preparation was different because you get the episodes in a lump sum. So when we did Jamie's show, we did it like during COVID, which was supposed to have a live audience. It was supposed to be a whole stand-up kind of vibration of a show, because remember when he did Jamie Foxx show 30 years ago, you had 200 people in the audience.
Right.
It was like people were there, and COVID hit literally the day we're supposed to have our live audience in March of 2019. We had to shut down for months and came back, mask, PPEs, social distancing, everything had changed. So we didn't get to experience it how it would have been. So this show is like, now I got all episodes at once, and we only did 9 episodes on Jamie's show, and that took months. This took 8 days. So I got a lump of sides all at one time and had a chance to see what this character was about, what she was going through, and everybody else's storylines. But we weren't there to watch everybody like how you are a lot of times on a regular series. Like, I was there to watch Jamie's other scenes because I had time. I'd be in the trailer. Like, let me go watch. This set, you have no time even to invest in what someone else is doing because your scenes are back to back. Like I said, when you're seeing the scenes in my house, I shot that all in one day. Geneva, Kadeen shot all her stuff in one day. We're block shooting out. So it just makes you have to prepare and say, bring your A game.
So we've seen 3 episodes so far.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite moment of the 3 episodes that have aired?
You know what? I think I probably have 2. So the one that just aired just now is The Banquet. Everybody was ready for The Banquet. So if you have not seen episode 4, it is out now. The Banquet is hype. So definitely watch it, tune in to see what happens at the banquet. That's one of my favorite scenes because I saw everything that they did put in and I did. And I'm like, oh my God, this girl's crazy. I love it. And then I'd have to say scenes that you guys haven't seen yet between me and other characters that you guys are going to meet or get introduced to.
Okay.
I think one scene that I love is me and Hakeem. You know, first scene you see me, I got him on the bed with a little chainy chain, with a little linky. Like,
what's going
up?
on here?
What
Like, Naomi is not only forward thinking, she's got a little.
She's progressive and she's freaky. And you know what I love? When I first saw this, I said, this is the chance to take the narrative, because a lot of times we know men have their cake and eat it too. Like, they can have multiple women, and women are supposed to just have one man at a time and, you know, wait to be chosen. And it's like, this girl, Naomi, been married, already has a kid, and now she's like, listen, I'm going to pay for your time and leave me alone. And I love the power that she has in doing that. So when you see it on camera, you're like, did she really just tell him to go home and get the F out. Bye. And that's like so powerful. But in a sense, it is also liberating just to watch and be like, yeah, girl, you can send him home too. That's fine.
You can do whatever you want
Pay
to
him
do.
and say bye. Just like that.
So, I mean, we talked about briefly how diverse your background is.
Yes,
I mean, acting, dancing, singing, just all of the things. At what point did you realize, look, I'm multidisciplined and I'm just going to go full out in whichever one takes me at that given moment?
Oh, yeah. I think it was early on, even before it was accepted. So I was singing before I was doing anything. I was in school plays at 3, at 5. I have all this on video.
You went to performing arts,
everything.
high school,
Performing arts,
all
high
of that.
schools, all the things, like literally. So this was like, what I'm doing now is what I was destined to do. At the end of the day, when I look back and think of things, like I always knew I could sing. And then I went to a dance class one day and I was like, oh, I need to work on this. Like, oh, this ain't gonna cut it. Like, I knew I had rhythm, but I was like, I want to do choreography. Next thing I know, I was in music videos starring. I was like the sexy lady, Young Berg's music video. I was in Jim Jones on Fire, 50 Cent Candy Shop. I've done so many videos I can't even think. Cupid's Chokehold, Gym Class Heroes, like so many projects.
All of the things, you
that
hear me?
I was
Multi-genre.
doing because I was like, wait a minute. I know I act, but let me take my acting to the music video space. I choreograph, let me take that choreography to the music video space. And then by the time the hosting came about, I got a call from the Maury Povich show out of all people. Come in and guest host and do like special shocking clips. Done deal. That was the first time I had a chance to sit on the couch and be like a correspondent. A year later, next thing I know, I got an audition to be on Hollywood Today Live. And 6 weeks later, we had a 2-year run on Fox. Teleprompter, you name it. All this stuff is just stuff that I knew I had in me, but to me, it's about the opportunity. I knew I could be a Naomi in my head. I knew there's a lot of characters that I know I can pull out, but you have to get the opportunity.
So does the idea that someone like Tyler saw you, not only saw your talent, was like, I can move this over here.
Yeah.
How does that impact? So you already have high self-esteem. I feel it. I, feel your energy, which I love. But having someone that, has worked with a great deal of talent, just say you, and not just you, but you, I see you right here.
Crazy. I think that's when you know your God-given talent is when someone else sees it. I think everyone feels something that they love to do. Like I always knew I felt like I could. I sing, I dance, I felt this. But at the point when I started booking jobs and I knew that I never had to go to a 9 to 5, I said, okay, I'm not wrong in what I feel. So when Tyler saw me on tape, the first self-tape I ever did.
Wait, this was your first self-tape
This was my
ever?
first self-tape. No, not self-tape
Okay.
for that, because during COVID, we've been self-taping.
Right.
But my first self-tape in front of Tyler. Like,
Okay.
I had never read. I think
First time he saw you,
Yeah, like
seen
first
you out.
time I ever, in person, had ever seen him. And the first time within 30 seconds, he stopped me and was like, no, this is really good, but you need to be this person. Which showed I was fine auditioning for Tiffany because it got me the call back.
Right.
But he saw Naomi and something else in me. And I was like, who's Naomi? And now that I see it, when we all talk, we all laugh and say, like, the funny thing about it is that Tiffany had auditioned for Geneva. Bridget had auditioned for another role. LaToya actually got the audition for Naomi and was like, she turned that down. So then she ended up getting, like, we all ended up switching and going in a different space. And now when we sit and talk, we're like, ain't no way any of us could have done each other's part better than each other has already done. And that's how you know Tyler has an eye for talent. And what he knows, when he wrote it, he sees who he envisions, because he saw in 30 seconds I was Naomi, and I didn't even know who Naomi was.
He knows what he knows.
He knows what he knows.
So what from your real life have you pulled for this character?
Oof. I think for my real life, I think I definitely am outspoken in the kind of way where I love, like, my friends call me, I'm a Cancer, so I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it real with you. You call me. Birthday season. Cancer season, July 12th coming up.
Okay.
I'm a Cancer with a Leo rising. So to me, it's like,
I'm a Leo rising
come on,
too.
let's go.
Come on, blonde.
This is it.
See, what did I say? The hair.
This is it.
Anyway, I'm
this
sorry.
This is it. No, you're right. It's the sun. It's the vibration and the energy. So people naturally feel my Leo, my rising. So that's to me exactly what Naomi is, a fiery sign, and she's very outwardly expressive. I'm the same exact way. And then once you get to know me, then it's like, okay, great. Then that Cancer, the mothering, the loving side all comes out. But it takes a while to get to that. And I think that's the same with Naomi. She's not going to just come out the gate and just love on you. She's going to be like, hold on, let me look at you, let me scope it out, make sure I'm protected. And then she opens up. So I definitely think a lot of the dominatrix stuff she does, I haven't done before, but that's why it was like so freeing to do on camera. Cause I'm like, wow, this girl says it like she means it, which I love. And now she got a dude chained up in the room and doing some freaky stuff. I'm like, well, dang, I guess Porscha may have to try some of that pretty soon because
that's the great thing about acting,
yes.
right? You get to step out of your comfort
yes.
zone. All right, so we have 3 minutes left.
I love it. Okay.
I want to know. Tell them, first of all, I saw that you have some new music out that you dropped recently.
My EP, yes, sir.
So tell them where they can get access to that.
Absolutely. Just go right on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music. Porscha Coleman. My lead single's Nasty Girl. I love it.
Okay.
It's very reminiscent of very Naomi, but still very Porscha because it's all
But look, how tied together. I love it. I love a good button-up roundabout thing.
Catch the EP. My Instagram, Facebook, social media is all just Porscha Coleman. You can find it all. Definitely go to Divorced Sistas. Check it out every Thursday. It's a fun ride. But definitely follow me. I definitely engage with my fans. I talk to them. We're going live. We'll be at Essence Festival coming up. It's a beautiful run. So I'm thankful for Tyler for giving me the experience for this.
So because, I mean, you've been on stage, you've performed at award shows, you've performed on tours and all of that. Mm-hmm. Who are some of your favorite live acts to take in?
Oh, man. Live acts just musically, like just that I love to hear vocally because I love her since I was a baby. That's Anita Baker. I love me some Anita.
Okay.
Anita's my girl. Stage show, then that's my boy 50. His show and tour was so incredible. And another one, I love Chris Brown. On stage, as a dancer, as a performer, I live for artists who are going to get up on stage and take a song that we love and just turn into a masterpiece. And to me, they're amazing on stage. And I can't wait I already got my Chris tickets.
You going to Breezy Bowl?
Breezy Bowl, going to be lit. I will see you there. I'm going to LA. I'm going to Vegas. I just love supporting artists that really take it so serious. So I can't wait to also be on certain stages like that once the music takes off as well. And it's going to happen. It's exciting.
Well...
that's Nasty Girl.
We're about to get it going.
I hear it.
Listen, I want to thank you so much for taking your time to come and chat with us here. Divorced Sistas on BET Plus. Yes. New episodes every Thursday. We're just on episode 4 today. Yes. Tap in because they got some heat for you. Make sure you hit up Porscha's website. Follow her on Instagram. All the good things. Yes. Coming up next. The voice of reason. You know he's going to hit you in the head with all of the common sense and good advice that you need. I'm Jill Munroe. Check me out every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. I'll get at you tomorrow, you guys.
Up on the way I move my body, up on your body. Pull up to the crib, but don't tell nobody what we do now. Up and down a merry-go-round. Yeah, don't be frontin', don't got your weight up. Don't mention it if you are not for me. Yeah. Make it talk back, make it shake up. You know what I'm waiting for. Now boy, come do it. Do you want a nasty girl? Come do it. Everything's so natural. Come do it. Do you want a nasty girl? Come do it. You ain't gotta ask me. I'ma need you for about 100 days. Put it on you in about 100 ways. Yeah, you gon' want a nasty girl.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island with BIN News Now. On the Black Information Network, the White House confirms the FBI is investigating the leak of an intel report challenging the effectiveness of the U.S. strikes against Iran's nuke sites. The organization was looking to challenge the state from banning it from taking part in the Medicaid program because of the abortion care it provides. A heat dome impacting millions across the central and eastern U.S. is starting to lift. Forecasters say temperatures will start falling in the Northeast, where places like New York and New England have been reporting record heat. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker will seek a third term next year. Pritzker says his state is standing at the center of the fight to make life more affordable. There are also reports that Pritzker could be running for president in 2028. New data reveals that the U.S.